What is going on, guys? Snickel here, and today I have another Platinum Trophy video for you guys. Today I'm going to be getting the Platinum Trophy in Xielong Fallen Dynasty on the PlayStation 5. Now, the last trophy that I do have to get is Heroes Will Rise, which is to Repel Xielong and Centuries of Glory Burned Away. This is a trophy that's at the bottom of the list, and there's a few of these trophies that are like random. They're not necessarily missable because you can go back and get them in chapter select, but they are random and you may miss them while you're just naturally playing through the game. But again, they're not that difficult to go back and get. If you guys do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the game down in the comments below if you've played it already, and consider subscribing and hitting that bell notification to stay up to date on all of my new uploads. Anyway, with all of that being said, let's get right into this video. I do live stream all my Platinum trophies. I was live streaming this over on Twitch, so if you want to follow me, there's a link for that down in the description below. So what did I think of this game? Well, first of all, if you guys don't know what this is a game that came out, I believe, like a month or so ago, made by Team Ninja, the same guys who've made various other games like Neo and stuff, and I was planning on getting this game and playing it day one, but I didn't really know what it was until, like, I had recently saw it, like, a few weeks or something before it came out. So it kind of caught me by surprise, but I really enjoyed playing through the games, and I really enjoyed the mechanics of the game. So one thing I'm going to say before moving into that is, if you guys want to kind of cheese the game in a way, which I didn't know this until the very end, you can use this weapon that I'm using right here, which is called the Gooding Blade. It's spelled G-U-D-I-N-G. And if you use the spirit attack that it has, the L1 and square spirit attack, which I can't remember exactly what it's called, that attack will completely destroy the, like, posture or whatever of enemies, so that you can do kill shots. So, or killing blows, or whatever they're called. I don't know the technicalities of the vocabulary through the game, but it will do a lot of damage to the enemy once you get that bar down. But the thing that I really like about the game is it encourages you, so it's a level by level game. It's not an open world game like a Souls game. It does have Souls-like features and things like that, but it's not structured like a Souls game, because there's actually somewhat of chapter select throughout the game, and you have to kind of go from map to map and different scenarios on every map, so it's not like one big open world. So with that being said, every time you get to a new location, the game actually kind of wants you. It doesn't force you to, but it kind of encourages you to explore, because the more you explore, you'll find things like marking flags, you'll find various other items, which, if you guys need any help with any of the collectibles, I do have a full collectible guide linked down in the description below, so check that out over on Trophy Owners Gaming. But doing the exploring and everything, you'll find different types of flags. Battle flags are like the main flags that you'll come through, which was the one that I just put down as you're just naturally playing through the game. You'll then come across things called marking flags, which are kind of beaten off the path a little bit. But when you do them, those do raise your level as well. And the higher your level is, the better, or the easier it is to fight enemies. So you can see at the bottom right now, my level is level 9. Now, I've gotten that by finding different flags. You also gain that by killing enemies. So the game kind of encourages you to explore and also to kill enemies in order to level up. I really like that feature. Unlike in a Souls game where, like, you can level up and level up, like, your attack and your posture and all that stuff, this game allows you to do that, but you still need to explore each of those little, like, levels or chapters as you're playing through in order to beat the boss at the end. Because if you get to the end of the mission and you're only level, 15 and the boss is level 20, theoretically, you can beat it. It's just going to be very difficult. Whereas if you find all the marking flags and everything as you're playing through, typically it will level you up properly to where when you get to the end of the level, you will be that level. And if you see in the top right-hand corner, you'll see like 8, 3 out of 6, 3 out of 8. Those are the marking flags and battle flags and everything. And then the top one is your level. So if I was to die, it would take me to the nearest battle flag, and I would automatically start at level 8. So if you're not finding those marking flags and everything, that won't go up, which means if you die, you'll go all the way back down to level 1. So it encourages you to explore and everything, and I really like that. So as you could see in the distance here, that was Xielong. There's Xielong right there. In this level, you kind of run through and he shoots this electricity at you. And if you stay underneath of structures and everything, he can't hit you. And I'm going to show you the location that I used in order to get this trophy here. But yeah, I really enjoy the structure of the game, how it really wants you to explore and everything. The only thing that I will say that's somewhat annoying is if you want to replay a level, it starts you all the way back at level 1. It doesn't keep what you had previously. So with that being said, I would just suggest the first time that you're playing through a level, try to get every single thing that is in that level, every battle flag, marking flag, collectible, everything like that, because you don't want to have to go back and re-level up and do all that. So here we are shooting him with our crossbow here, and I thought you had to take his health all the way down, which I was a little worried about, but it turns out once I run out of crossbow ammo here, I get out a regular bow, but then he flies away, so that counts as repelling him. So that will get us our trophy, I think. Yep, there's our trophy, Heroes Will Rise, which will then get us our platinum trophy, which has a new animation. It's pretty cool looking, called Xielong. So I was anticipating on playing this game. It was a lot more fun than I was anticipating. But anyway, with all of that being said, let's take a look at this list. So here it is, 100% with a platinum, no DLC or anything, but I could see them adding DLC in the future. But as you're looking through the list here, you're going to see that there are trophies for swearing oaths to different people. That's basically doing the main story missions as you're playing through the game. You'll then get trophies for beating the game at the bottom. There will be trophies for upgrading gear to like the max level, finding all the collectibles, doing things like that. So basically you have to do essentially every single thing in the game. And then at the very bottom of the list, there are a few of those random trophies. I believe there's like 4 or 5 of them. They're really not that difficult. You'll probably get a majority of them as you're just playing through the game naturally. But again, if you don't, you can use the chapter selector or traveling system, and you can go back and get them very, very easily. Another thing I will say about the game is that it does track collectibles and everything very nicely, so it'll tell you if there is a tablet or if there is a dragon vein essence or whatever. It'll tell you if they're in that level, and then from there it'll tell you if you have collected it, or if you haven't, it'll tell you how many marking flags and everything you've gotten, so it tracks all that stuff very well. Anyway, here's the profile. Trophy level 578, 30%. I've got 14,409 total trophies, got 9,677 bronze, 3,231 silver, 1,269 gold, 232 platinums, and like I said, 14,409 total trophies if you're into that numbers kind of stuff. And then here's the platinum trophy itself, again, just called Xielong. So if you're into Soulsborne games or those styles of games, I would definitely suggest to pick this up. If you've played Nioh, I would suggest to pick this up. I personally have never played Nioh, but playing this game really makes me want to go back and play Nioh. Again, I really enjoyed the mechanics of the game, how you had to explore and everything. I like how they annotated where or what collectibles you had for every single level. And honestly, the boss missions weren't too bad. You're given the ability to summon in the game as well, so you can either summon other AI to go on and help you through levels, or you can summon real players. So if you are struggling, which I struggled with one boss fight, you can summon people in or AI in to help you. Sometimes they won't really help you. They'll be more of a burden, but there's the option if you do want it. But again, I really like that they allow you, or they want you to explore in order to level up and do all of those various other things, because I personally like exploring games and seeing everything that it has to offer. I also like how they will have different variations of the same level, so they'll reuse those levels. There'll be a version of the level where you need to take it over, and then there'll be a version of a level where you need to defend it, so that's pretty cool as well. All in all, really enjoyed the game. It came out of nowhere, and I enjoyed it. I wasn't planning on making a full collectible guide, but again, I did. It's over on Trophy Hunters Gaming, and it's linked down in the description below. So if you're having any troubles with any of that stuff, be sure to check that out. So let's talk about some numbers here. So time out of, or difficulty out of 10. If I had to give this a difficulty out of 10, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. Now, the reason I'm going to go a little bit above average on the difficulty here is I do think that there is somewhat of a difficulty curve. But once you figure out how to play the game and you figure out the mechanics of the game, it becomes very easy and very fun. And if you are using that Gooding blade, it does make it a lot easier as well. So I'm going to say 6 out of 10 because there is that little bit of a curve that you have to learn. Time it takes to get the platinum. I think the game said I played about 80 hours, but I did play back through. So I would say probably more conservatively, you're probably looking about 60 hours in order to get this platinum, 50 to 60 hours. The reason mine was so high is I was sitting in the pause menu like I always do when I was making collectible guides and everything, so it was a little longer than a typical player will have to play. So 6 out of 10, 50 to 60 hours. If you guys do go on to enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. Down in the description below, you'll find links to all types of stuff, my Twitter, my Twitch, other videos like this, full collectible guide. So if you want to go check any of that stuff out, I would greatly appreciate it. Again, like I said, if you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the game down in the comments below. And if you've made it this far and you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing for more trophy content like this. Anyway, I hope to see you guys around sometime soon.